station wants to move on something, or Atlantic is looking to sign somebody, they need to see data. They need to see that, wow, this video on YouTube has been viewed 2 million times. That gets attention. Or this person sold 50,000 CDs out of the back of their truck. I mean, that kind of stuff gets attention, gets people signed, gets you to the next level.
Hey, Soulja Boy did it. That's how he got signed, off of the internet. Specifically off of his videos being on the internet. All right, Morris. Ain't nobody else here now.
The first group that I ever worked at a label was Run DMC.
Wow.
So I'm Dusty O. And even from that point, I think even at that point, it was clear to me that the harder you work, the more people want to work for you. And I can just put my finger on each one of the artists that did just that, and those were always the ones that cut through. The ones that fell by the wayside were always the ones that did not want to put in the work, you know. And you really, really have to accept this as being your job and say, okay, I'm gonna go in hard, and I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna be one of those that make it through the storm, that cut through the glut. All right.
All right, we're going to open up the floor for questions, but real quick, I got a couple of announcements. Columbia Urban Music Association presents its annual fashion show, U-Turn. It's going on this Friday, starting at 7 right here in this building. Tickets are $10 for students, $15 for general admission, and $20 for VIP tickets, and they're on sale at the back. Also, the annual music conference, The Bridge, is coming May 1st. For more info, just keep your ears open, and they will be giving that information out. But right about now, we're going to open the floor for questions. You guys please stand up, speak your question loudly and clearly. And like I said, no question is stupid. If it's something that you want to know, and it's something that you need to know to get yourself where you need to be, ask it. You got people right here that can give you a definitive answer to help you today. So let's open it on up. Where? Oh, okay, I can't see with the pole. Come on, stand on number, man. Pole in the way. Say your name and give your question. And if you're directing it to anybody specifically, let them know.
Okay. My name is Dr. Bill Bates, CEO, one of the producers on staff at ALB Productions. My artist that I work with, been doing this for about 8 years. We've been interviewed on various radio stations across the country, right up to the various magazines, and are out of Australia. Kind of got our start. So we're flipping back to the States now. And I wanted to know with the new thing that they implemented with the PPM, but you know, the arbitrage rate was doing good for urban music, but the PPM has become like a detriment to what's going on with radio because it's really hurting the urban market. Does that really going to affect the independent being able to get radio play? Possible interviews and trying to promote themselves through the mediums that we have here a bit.
Wow, good question.
Good question. That's a great question.
Yes, sir.
It hasn't limited me in what we do at GCI and V103. Yes, some stations have struggled in PPM, and I would venture to believe it's because they did not take the technology seriously enough. Those that did prepare, they're thriving. GCI is doing better, hitting record numbers in PPM. V103 has been Chicago's #1 music station for about 6 months now in PPM.
Wow.
Do we take fewer chances? Maybe, but we still take educated risks when it comes to interviews, because it's a point of contention with me and several labels. As much as I love Trey Songz, I don't think an hour interview with him is going to get more ratings than playing an hour of his music. I've seen it. It's not my opinion. I've seen the data to prove that. Does that say we're not going to do an interview with Trey Songz? No, it doesn't. It's just that it's going to be repurposed. And I think with a lot of stations that are afraid to take chances and step out in a PPM world, it's because they don't understand it. And it's about taking the time, programming the radio stations better, tightening up the jocks, doing 5-10 minute talk breaks, that's not going to get you listeners. PPM has shown that, especially for music stations, if somebody turns on a station to hear music, they expect to hear music. They don't expect to hear a bunch of talking. So we've cut a lot of that down at our radio stations, and the other stations around the country that are doing well in PPM have done the same. I hear you loud and clear. No, it's not. It's not going to limit the stations that are smart and taking good risks.
Well, in addition, if it's all right, I would like to leave you our press kit with some of the things that we've been doing for the past 8 years at a timeline in the end.
Okay.
You can take a listen if you don't mind.
Yeah, Leroy Hill behind you.
Yep, we're doing submissions at the table
All
over
right.
there too.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
And I just got to second Derek Brown because, since PPM came in, everything has to be shorter. My name is Tony Sco now because it takes too long to say Tony Schofield. I had to take the field off my name so I can fit in on the time they needed me to fit in. All right, any further questions?
over here, go.
My name is Jay Heat, A Plus Records. I got a question for Laura. Since you've been assigned and since you're in the business now, how has it affected your life with your family?
You really don't get to see them as much, it's just, unfortunately, a sacrifice with being kind of a world traveler. I call myself that. But it's great. I mean, one thing is that you're able to do it. You spend so much just trying to get here, trying to be able to perform all over the world. And you can get comfortable in that journey. And then every now and again, it's like I have to humble myself and say, you're really doing it, Laura. You're able to actually sing in Chicago, and then sing in Dubai, and then sing in Japan, and they're all coming to see you, So it's changed my life, but in a very, very blessed way,
But does your family keep you grounded? Like, say you come home after this world tour, and your mama like, look, go clean the refrigerator
Oh, yeah.
out. I'm tired,
Real. It's real. We're Irish people, so we drink a lot of tea. And
Like, I just came from the back.
the first thing is, Laura, put on the kettle, make us a cup of tea. So that's what I know I'm home.
Like, mama, my video on TV right now.
It's
Don't
not.
put it on the
Doesn't
kettle.
matter. She's an Irish woman. Don't mess with her.
Any more questions? And remember, you guys, no question is stupid. Ask your question.
We got Poe from A Plus Records.
Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. With the spins on for the radio station, do you count your, because you guys just started doing a commercial? For WGCI, y'all been doing commercials. I actually got an account with y'all, running my commercials, promote my iTunes account with my Poe You Faking Sing. So I wanted to know would those spins ever be able to be converted to like DDS? It's just we still getting airtime.
How long is your spot?
I got minute spots.
You got a minute spot?
Yeah.
No, because I think for BDS and media base, you need about 2 minutes of exposure.
Okay.
However, it has happened before because when I worked in Miami, there was a time buy that someone made, and I wondered how this record went from nothing to 42 spins in a week.
Wow.
And it was because it was all through the commercial.
Right.
Right. But that is not right. But that is not a great way to manipulate airplay because it's not factual.
Okay.
The
Right.
station is not playing it like that.
Okay, but like I said, I'm promoting. I'm on airplay promoting my
Gotcha.
single. So that's what I want.
Okay. And then back to the other question about some other things that you could do. It's not only about airplay and PPM. We have online products that if you have a music video, we can put it up there. Clear Channel has something called New, where you can upload your music and expose it across the country. So there are different avenues to use versus on air.
All right, we got some more questions. Go ahead, my brother.
How you doing? So my question is, you basically have about 20 or 30 artists on the radio at one time, and you've got about, I don't know, 100, 200 people in this room, 1,000 outside, thousands across the country. How do you really find almost that needle in the haystack? Are there like 3 specific places do you look? It's like, okay, let me check YouTube, see what's going on YouTube. Do you do word of mouth? Like, how am I going to get discovered? Because I know, like, half the people in here probably have talent, 10% probably have amazing talent, but there's a disconnect between amazing talent and getting to